Hey everybody, Dallisa Hawking here, 5th generation psychic medium and CEO of Spirit and Spark. Listen, we got a big week ahead of us and I've got a couple of special guests I'm going to be bringing on in just a moment. So if you want to know what this week is going to feel like, tell your friends, round them up. We're about to get started. Oh, mercy. That is what I have to say about the energy for this week. Hello again, Dallisa here. I am coming to you live from McKinney, Texas. It is just north of Dallas. I drove from Colorado over here last night straight through, about a 12, 13-hour drive, and it's humid here. My skin is going to love my time here in North Texas. So listen, like I said, we've got a lot going on today. I'm going to give you a quick overview of what the astrological energy is pointing to for this week. It's going to take a couple of minutes. I'm then going to bring Christina on. She's our RTT hypnotherapist practitioner. She's going to give you free class passes, and so you don't want to miss that. I also have Marla Martenson, who's coming on the show today, and she is she's called the Mystical Matchmaker. All right. So all of you single people and all of you that are trying to get your love lives right, you want to make sure that you catch our discussion, and then I'll pull a card of destiny of what we have in store for the week ahead through the cards. And so, yeah, how do you feel about that new moon in Cancer we just went through? In the comments, start letting me know. Did you feel really emotional? The energy like Friday, Saturday? I bawled my eyes out. I cried for about a day and a half. So almost nonstop, to the point where my contact lenses were stuck to my eyeballs. So how did you feel Friday, Saturday? Let us know. Okay, so the energy for this week, we do have on the 13th, which is tomorrow, a Jupiter-Mercury trine. What that means is it's going to likely feel very expansive. You'll probably have psychic downloads and like, oh my gosh, aha moments, lots of insight. So open up and pay attention. That is tomorrow the 13th. Use that energy to your advantage. We also have this week on the 15th, Chiron, who is known as the wounded healer, is going to go retrograde until December 19th. This energy is really going to force you to go inward, and it's going to be filled with a lot of introspection and time for healing. Don't we love that? I mean, we are on Earth School, so we're here for healing. So that's going to start this Thursday, the 5th, December 19th. We got to stretch, all right? Themes for this week are going to be wider perspective, seeing things more clearly, likely a shift in your perspective on things. It's going to ask you to see beyond what you've known to be true, all right? There's going to be information around fears that you have confronted recently. So I would say in the last 2 weeks, if there has been anything that's been, brewing inside of you, you're going to be asked to confront that this week. It's a time of reckoning around power dynamics and your boundaries. So remember that no is a complete sentence. Also this week, major light bulb moments. So for the next several days, you're probably going to be going, what? Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. Oh, wow, that's a new piece of information. So just stay flexible, stay out of the energy of control, and you will glide through this a little bit more easily than if you try to just kind of strangle everything. One last thing for this week, we have on July 18th, very powerful aspects and a lot of dynamics around relationships. I go into it in greater detail in the exclusive Spark Plug video for members. So make sure you've joined the Spark Plug member community. You can do that at spiritandspark.com and click on the Spark Plug. Christina, I gotta bring you on. All right, Christina, how was the Cancer new moon for you?
I was feeling a lot of love, actually. It was good. It was good for me.
Well, that's good. Yeah, Cancer can be a lot around home and emotions and relationships. And yeah, people are commenting like I was an emotional wreck. Yeah, very emotional.
I was emotional. I took notes though. I'm bracing myself for some reckoning.
Oh boy, yeah, it's going to be an intense couple weeks ahead for sure. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about. You have a free meditation class that's coming up, and I'm going to show people how to redeem a free class pass here in just a moment. But we've got it coming up on July 29th at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So it's called Set Yourself Free. So who person to sign up for this?
It's really a set yourself free emotionally, physically, get rid of energy that you feel you just need to just shake it off and really relax. It sort of encompasses all those things. I have a few release series this month, and it just felt like it was time to just set yourself free. It's about 20 minutes. We'll talk a little bit, but I wanted to offer something that everybody could join, no strings attached, just free, and just, it is what it is. Set yourself free. So.
And I think it's divinely timed, right? Because the energy is so heavy and volatile that anybody that's going through where you just feel like, oh my gosh, things just feel really heavy right now. Take advantage of the free class pass. And I'm going to show you how to do that in just a moment. But this is right on the heels of your Set Yourself Free from your body, things that are going on there, and your emotions, right?
Right. From the body release and emotional release, a let go series. So yeah, it's important. I want to go over techniques. It's a hypnosis meditation. So, there'll be some takeaways definitely that they can repeat and use after the meditation. So I hope everybody that can join joins.
Yeah, absolutely. For more information on Christina's body and emotion series that she's doing this month, head on over to spiritandsparks.com. You can click on the calendar and you'll find all of the information there. If you are a Spark Plug member, there are a few free class passes left in the portal. So make sure you head on over there. So let's go ahead and show everybody how to redeem this. So going on over to spiritandsparks.com, click on contact. And then in the form, go ahead and scroll down. You'll see a simple form there. Fill it out and just say, I want to go to Christina's class. So
Great.
Very easy, fill out the form. I want to go to Christina's class, click on contact on the website. So thanks, Christina. I hope you have a great week. Make sure that you just take it easy.
I'll take my notes. I'll listen to the rest of this. Thanks.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, we'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. So you should definitely be taking advantage of what Christina's got going on. So without further ado, I do want to bring on Marla. And as I mentioned, after I have a chat with Marla, I'll be pulling a card, so make sure you stick around for this conversation. Marla is an author, a crystal energy healer, and a real-life Cupid. She helps singles connect with their soulmates, and she's been doing it for over 15 years. She has a podcast called The Mystical Matchmaker and a YouTube show called Cosmic Conversations. Her book is called The Buddha Made Me Do It. I love that title. She's been featured on such programs as The Today Show, Gaia TV, and Coast to Coast. So Marla Martenson, welcome to the show.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, can you hear me? Okay. Oh, I think there might be a bit of a Wi-Fi disconnect or delay. So hopefully that comes back on. Oh, shoot.
I never had this problem even here with this.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's frozen on the screen. So not sure if you'll be able to come and join the show or pop off and pop back on. So while we're seeing if this, looks like it. Can you say something? We'll see if we can hear you.
Hi. Hey, everybody.
Okay, beautiful. All right, we're going to just pray to the gods that the connection stays strong. So everybody that's tuning in right now, let us know if you're comfortable knowing that Marla is a real life Cupid and intuitive healer. Are you single? Are you looking for love? Are you looking to get your love life straight? So everybody's watching live. If you want to comment and let us know your thoughts on that, that would be great. So Marla, how did you get started in matchmaking?
Oh gosh, 20 years ago, it was a fluke. I was an actress / waitress for the first 20 years of my life. And then my dad ended up passing away of terminal cancer, and I was living in Chicago. And anyway, a whole bunch of things happened. And it was this pivotal time in my life where I just couldn't put on a waitress apron one more time, because when you're an actor, you end up waiting on tables a lot. At least I did. And so I wanted to get into something new, something else. And I fell into matchmaking at a Beverly Hills matchmaking firm for high-end guys who were looking for beautiful women inside and out for long-term relationship and marriage, and very high-end, very fancy. I had my Beverly Hills office. It was just so kind of glamorous and fun. And I was doing that at a company for 7 years. And I had to stay creative. So I started writing books. And then in 2010, I went out on my own and started my own matchmaking service for the men or the paying clients. And then I do coaching for women. So it's been 2 decades now I'm doing this.
Wow, that's amazing. Do you still love it?
It's great. I just do it very boutique. So I do a lot of things. So I'm doing the matchmaking, the coaching for women, the tarot readings, the healings, the writing. So I'm a Gemini. So I like to incorporate a lot of different fun things in my life. So I love everything, all of those things.
Yeah, I'm a Gemini rising. I get it. Yeah, we always have to have our hands in things and usually are strong communicators. So that's great. It sounds like you're right in alignment with that. So it sounds, from the look of the comments so far, it looks like there are a few people at least that are like, like Hope saying, I'm going to need more than a Cupid to help this hot mess.
So some coaching too, I think, Hope, right?
Yeah, exactly. Hope, thanks for sharing that with us. So I know that there are people, and even if you're watching this live broadcast and you're in a relationship, whether that's, a significant other, a partnership, a marriage, whatever it is, relationships are filled with growth. So when you've been doing this for a long time, are there certain themes or things that you come across with your clients where you just see the self-sabotage, or you see where they're getting in their own way when it comes to love? Like, are there a few things that you see regularly?
Well, there's a couple things. Having it too rigid of a list that people have to have. So the women will often say, I have to have a guy who's 6 feet taller, or he has to drive this car, make this amount of money, or, they get a little bit rigid on that. The guys will get stuck on a certain look, a hair color, age, all of the physical stuff, which I understand, we're human. But when we can loosen up on some things, maybe the person that's going to be right for you is completely different than you would have imagined. Also, people getting in those same patterns. So we feel that if we have this amazing physical chemistry with somebody from the get-go, that's our soulmate. But that's hormones. That's the physical thing. That doesn't mean they're going to be a good partner. That doesn't mean we're aligned. So I just suggest for people to not jump to conclusions and think that's your lifetime soulmate. If just because you have this crazy chemistry from the first date on, you've got to give it time. I think it's important to be friends first, to know what their values are, to hang out with this person and get to know them and just get the synergy. Are you guys aligned? Alignment's a big thing for me. Are you aligned? So I see those things that kind of will sabotage. And we all, yes, what you said was right. I mean, relationships are a spiritual practice. They're going to put in front of us what we need to learn, what we need to work on. And a lot of it's playing out our childhood patterns or wounds. So we want to do a lot of work on ourselves so that we're healthy and whole coming into a relationship.
Absolutely. I love that point you made about really slowing it down, because, I have clients too, and they're like, oh, I met this person and they feel amazing and we have all this chemistry. And I'm like, oh boy, because not to say that
I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I'll
so like in readings, I do hotline readings on the, psychic hotline. And they're like, oh, I just met this guy. Is he the one? It's like, hang on, let's see. Let's even see if you want this person to be the one. Is this in alignment with you, and not just what cards say that if it's the one,
Absolutely. And I'm not sure if you can still hear me, but looks like Shannon wrote a comment and said, my life partner totally snuck up under my radar because he wasn't what I was looking for at all. Yay, Marla, I love your approach. Yeah, I agree, because what I've seen with clients is when they say, oh, I just met this person, I think that they might be the one, I'm like, pump the brakes. And I was guilty of that, you know, in my younger years. I've become more aware of my patterns, but I think love, like real lasting relationships, are going to be one of your greatest teachers in this lifetime. And if you meet somebody, I've heard so many times from people that have said, you know, I met my significant other, I met my spouse, and I went on a date with them. I didn't even like them on the first date, or, you know, I never thought I was going to end up married to this person, but the love grew with time. So I think it's really important to slow it down. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, and I always use my cousin as an example. She didn't get married until her late 40s because she's 5'10", and she only wanted to date men like 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", and she was stuck on that. And I think at even one point she wanted blue eyes, and you know, so she stayed single. She missed out on having kids because she was stuck on that. One of her, I think her best friend matched her up with a guy for a date for a holiday party. She says, you are going out with this guy. He's my husband's friend. And she went, but he was her height. And she was like, oh, you know, little man, you know, nothing's going to happen here. Well, they fell in love. They got married. They had a beautiful marriage in Italy, went on a Greek cruise. They are happy as clams. I mean, she could not be happier, but she thought, no way am I going to be interested in this guy because he's the same height as me. So she was stuck on something like that, which a lot of women get stuck on. And you know, if you want to find a man who's 6'2", 3, 4, you're gonna maybe better go to Denmark or Norway or something, because the average American male is 5'9", and you know, there's wonderful men 5'7", 5'8". You know, it doesn't. The height doesn't mean that it's good. They're going to be a great partner. So
I agree. Hope was saying, I just want a nice, funny, caring man. Apparently that's too much these days. So
no,
but this is a great point that she brings up, because some people have that thought or idea of like, oh, I'm never going to find this really nice, caring man. So what do you say to people that are like, I'm not asking for too much, but yet he isn't showing up? What would you normally say?
I would say be very careful. You know, those affirmations, you're actually putting an affirmation and a prayer out to the universe, declaring that you can't find it. So stop that. You just need one man, and this is one aligned man is going to come up. Frequency is always matched. So get your frequency up and just enjoy your life. Everything that you do it from a place of joy. What if you never get into a relationship with someone? Are you still going to have this amazing, wonderful life? So you want to do that. You're going to become magnetic. You will not be able to stop somebody with those qualities from coming in. But I hear women all the time, there's nobody out there. All the good men are taken. The guys online are jerks. They're creeps. You know, it's not going to work. And then I see them out picturing that. It's manifest destiny. So you want to flip it around. Gosh, I can't wait to meet who the universe is sending me with all these amazing qualities, and get it ready. Dig your ditches, as Florence Scovel Shinn says in The Game of Life and How to Play It. Do you need to get some sexier underwear? Do you need to clean out a drawer? Do you have new sheets for your bed? Is everything ready when he comes, you know? So get it ready, get excited.
I love that. Chris is asking a great question. Do you think that political differences are a deal breaker?
Yeah, it's very interesting. So now with matchmaking, I never used to have to ask this question before when I'm interviewing, you know, the men and the women, making their profile for them. Now I say, listen, I just need to ask if you have a certain political preference, or if it's important to you, or because otherwise if I match, you know, opposite views, it could be they're like, what, you know, waste of time and frustrating. So it is these days. And I understand, you know, I would, you know, I have my views, and I would want somebody that has my views on this, because it is such a hot topic now. The issues are very deep, and I never had to even think about it up until, you know, a few years ago. But yeah, unfortunately, that's another thing on my list I have to screen for now.
Yeah, it's so volatile, and the energy just feels like it's going to keep compounding, you know, for at least another few years. So yeah, I think, in my opinion, if you can come together from different political parties and still hear each other out with compassion and have just really great conversations and try to understand the other person's perspective, you can do it in a very healthy, loving way. I think that there's, possibility there. But yeah, politics has become really, really tricky. I love the comments though. Everybody's like tuning in and asking and weighing in on their relationship. So keep it coming, everybody. So what would be, and I love what you said a moment ago about like putting fresh sheets on the bed and maybe even creating an empty drawer for somebody that's coming in. So I want to ask what piece of advice you'd have for singles. I love the affirmations, because even in the comments, I can see already people commenting and I'm like, your vibration is not attracting your person. You've got to be really careful about what you're putting out, because what you think you become, and that's what you're attracting in. So yep. What would be like another piece of advice for singles or for people that are in a relationship right now that maybe they have that fairy tale mentality in their head, and they think, if I'm with the right person, it will just be easy and it will be, seamless and everything will just be perfect. And I'd love your thoughts on the misconceptions around love.
Yeah, we did. We really have thought, growing up, at least in my era, that fairy tale, the prince, I wanted to be a princess, and we have all those fairy tales, the prince riding up on the white horse and all of that. And we got to realize that the men, if you're a woman interested in a man, or even same sex, whatever, but we've got to realize that this is just another person with their own wounds from childhood, with the own things that they're trying to come through with, their, issues as well. So we've got to have compassion and not expect the other person to read our minds or be a certain way, and allowing that other person to be themselves. Women often will think, okay, I can change this guy. He's got these things, but he's got potential, or I'll change this or that. And nobody wants to be changed. So if you can accept that person exactly the way they are, if they have too many things you don't like about them, you can't love them for who they are, then they're not, you can just be friends with them. Don't marry them, because when we can allow them to sit in their own space, their own container, and we can love them for that and come together, that's when it'll work better. But it's those things trying to change somebody or expect something else from someone is where I think we get into trouble.
Absolutely. And that's a great point for everyone, regardless of their relationship status, to remember that it's about loving that person for who they are and releasing expectations. As Annette is saying, expecting perfection is a setup for failure, which I agree with. This is kind of an interesting, tricky kind of question, but I was chatting with a girlfriend, was it the day before yesterday? And we were talking about this very subject and our spiritual journey within relationships. And what I said to her was, okay, well, if we're not putting expectations on someone, if we're really truly loving them for who they are, and we are owning ourselves 100%, we're doing our own healing, couldn't we then technically be with anyone?
Well, yeah, I don't know about a romantic relationship, be with anyone, but you could be in a friendship with anyone. You're connecting with anyone. We're all connected. Absolutely. When you start cohabitating or raising kids or, having that romantic relationship, there's a lot of nuances there that you got to make sure you're lined up with. Even how do you spend money? How do you save money? Do you have a good credit score? All these things. Are you, does the guy like to watch porn and you don't? Do they smoke? What do you think about drinking? What's your religion? There's all these little things that you've got to learn about the person because we have such a high divorce rate in our culture, and breakups, and then a lot of people just getting lonely and wanting their exes back. A majority of the calls I get for psychic readings on hotlines is my ex coming back? Is he still thinking about me? Are we getting back together? Why do all these people want to get back with their exes? Even if they've cheated on him, it's not a good fit. So it's doing that work on ourselves so that we're whole, healthy people, that we're not just clutching for anybody or grabbing where I'm alone. Please come back. I know you beat me up last month and I know you cheated on me, but are you coming back? No, we've got it. I see women, we've got to just ground ourselves. We're goddesses, beautiful sparks of the divine, and we've got to uplift ourselves and work on self-love and boundaries and all of that. So I'm a boundary coach and a reinvention coach. We've got to do that for ourselves, so that if we want to be with somebody, we're coming as a separate sovereign being, happy, not just glomming onto somebody because we're in fear. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. I love that you talked about that, because I do think with the increase of fear energy in the collective, that breakdown before the breakthrough, that there are a lot of people that are vibrating from a place of fear, and that is likely why they want to know if their ex, is coming back, or if they should be with their ex, because at least they know that energy, right?
Right. Yeah. But just hold on and just breathe through it. There's a reason you broke up. Look at it, journal, look into your heart and say, is this really for my highest good? Because then when you can clear that out, release it, cut the cords, and work on your own self-love, then somebody more aligned will come in. It's going to be a beautiful, calm, giving relationship. It's the contrast will be stark. You'll see that.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is that feeling that you get, but I'm sure you get asked this a lot from your clients or from hotline clients. How do they know they found the one? Because relationships are so much about healing, and you're going to feel triggered, and you're going to have things that you're working through, and hopefully they're working through. So what would you say to people watching that they're like, well, am I with the right person? Did I find the one? Because there's so much intensity.
Yeah, it's really, how do you feel with this person? Are they respectful towards you? Do you feel expanded? Do you feel good? Do you just, is it enough to just sit in their presence? Can you just sit together? And then the other things that line up, I think people are always kind of looking outside themselves for that confirmation, or for somebody to tell them, oh yeah, that's the one. No, we know in our heart. Just drop down, breathe. Is this good for me? Do I want to be with this person? And you'll know, and there's not just one. Sometimes we're not going to be with one person the rest of our lives. There's some deep lessons to be learned. Some soulmates. We're traveling in soul groups, and we may have to be with somebody for a while. I got married 3 times, so I had a lot of lessons to learn.
I understand that. I'm 40 and never been married, so I get that, but I found that when I started looking at my own stuff and realizing why I kept attracting the same pattern over and over, I was like, oh, wait, I can heal this. I know what this is. And then you enter into a healthy relationship, and they trigger all of it out of you. It's an interesting paradigm with relationships, but I believe wholeheartedly that these people that we agree to be in relationships with, they are teachers. They are our guides in this lifetime, part of the soul group that comes forward and says, oh, I'll show you what's going on here. And they hold a mirror up to us. So, for those listening, if you feel yourself going back to an ex, or you feel yourself dating the same person just in a different costume, then I think that's the perfect time to sit there and reflect on it and ask yourself, why am I with this person? I remember years ago, I worked at a company, and a coworker of mine came into my office one day, and he gave me a book. And it was like a book just to kind of cheer me up. I was going through a hard time in a relationship. And he sat down and he said, you don't want the person that makes you feel like all of that chemistry and all of that kind of crazy energies. Like, you actually want the person, as you were saying, that you can just sit in a room with, and you don't have to say anything, and you can just have a connection with them. But if you're chasing the chemistry, then it may be leading you down the wrong path. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. And you have to have chemistry with someone. If you're going to get married or be in a romantic relationship, of course, you're going to want to be intimate in that way, but it changes. I've been married, 3 times, for once, 4 years, 7 years, and then 20 years. And it changes. You're not going to have that hot excitement that you found the first few months, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years down the line. It's going to shift and change, and you want to be best friends. So chasing that hit of hormones, that chemistry, and thinking that, oh my God, yeah, that this is just, I've never, and then be careful of, especially there's a lot of women who will, attract kind of narcissists. The guys will love bomb. Be careful of, women think, oh my God, the first date, he was already talking marriage and he's never met anyone like me before. And he's never seen anyone so beautiful. And he's never had this connection. And it's, oh my God, and the flowers. And be careful of that, because they don't even know you. That is a dangerous thing. Love bombing, there could be narcissistic tendencies there. Just calm down, and how can they even know that they've never met anyone like you before? They don't even know you, and you don't know someone after even a month or 2 or 6. You got to really get to know somebody. So it sounds so fairy tale or romantic comedy, you say, oh my God, the guy, but just enjoy, have fun. Yeah, it's fun. The chemistry, the romance, it's fun, but just, be careful there.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. It sounds like we've got a lot of the same philosophies on love and relationships. We have a comment on here, which I think is really interesting. So KTL is saying, I've always said most people need to be married to raise their family. Then they need someone else for their retirement years. A couple who can do both of those is rare. What are your thoughts on that?
A couple, oh, I see. Yeah, and it depends. I think it depends when you got married. Let's say a couple got married in their 20s, had kids, and you change so much over those years, and then the kids leave the house and stuff, and you may have just really grown apart. So that's why a lot of people split up. I think people should wait a little longer, but it's tricky, because women now, they think, because they see a lot of celebrities getting pregnant, up to 50 years old or something, but the reality is very slim for a woman to be getting pregnant and carrying the whole pregnancy and healthy and everything in the 40s. I mean, it's we still have this human biology, but they think, oh, I'm healthy, or people are doing it. But these celebrities have a lot of money to do in vitro or have somebody else carry the eggs. But I think, because I have a lot of women who will say, they'll come to me for matchmaking, they're 40, 45, whatever. Oh yeah, I still want kids. It's really not really likely. And so, it's a fine line between, you don't want to start too early, because then you're not a fully developed you're going to change so much, but you don't want to go too late if you're trying to have a family. So you got to kind of time that, and it can be a bit tricky. So that comes into it.
Yeah. I know, like, I've heard, once you hit the age of 35, you're considered a geriatric pregnancy, which makes you feel really old. So there's all kinds of things that come into love and relationships and how we flow through those. But I love, Terrence was saying, the chemistry is important. There was another comment I feel like Terrence said, let's see. Oh yeah. I don't want anyone to feel like I'm theirs. I belong to myself, which I thought was a great point. So I wanted to call that out as well. So as we begin to finish up, you've been fantastic. Is there anything else that you haven't said? And I definitely want you to tell people how to find you, what you're working on right now, what kind of clients that you're working with. I know you mentioned it earlier. But is there anything else that you want to share with the audience?
Yeah, just, work on yourself. The relationship will come. I'm doing a lot. I think it's important. If you need to get coaching, I'm here. I have a reinvention coaching program for 8 weeks. I have boundary coaching for 12 weeks. You can go to marlamartenson.com and check it out. I also do readings, energy healing, but I think it's important to, if you need to work on your codependency, boundary issues, disowned qualities, there's all these things that we need to work on from our childhood, where we have these wounds. Let's say, your parents got divorced, or you were abused, or you were bullied or something. We have these programs running in our subconscious that will make us recreate that or pick bad choices. So we want to clean that up. So working on ourselves is very important, and then coming into the relationship whole. So I suggest women, work on that, get coaching or read books, or do something for themselves, so that they feel that they're not looking for a partner to fill those spaces. And my latest book is the Magic Seeker. It is a spiritual memoir, super magical and fun, and everything's on my website, marlamartenson.com. And you can go to my podcast, The Mystical Matchmaker. You can get that on iTunes or wherever.
I love it. You have been delightful, and I see and can tell by the comments that people really got a lot from what you had to say today. So thanks for joining the show, Marla.
Thank you for having me, and much love, everybody.
Yeah, love to you too. Hopefully we can do this again soon. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you. Oh, I love that conversation. Oh my gosh, she's fantastic. So make sure you go to her website, check it out, marlamartenson.com. I love the titles of her books. That sounds great. I'm going to pull a card of destiny here in just a moment. I just want to give you a quick reminder of what we've got going on. Reminder to go on spiritandspark.com, click on contact for Christina's free class pass. It's a meditation, Set Yourself Free. That's July 29th at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. So if you want to attend that class, go on spiritandspark.com, click on contact, and you can get a free class pass from Christina. Limited spots are available, so make sure you go on and do that today. Also, before I went on live, I had 10 spots left. I don't know how many spots I have at the moment, because I know people were booking them this morning. But I have 10 spots left for my digital tarot card spread package, where I'm going to do different tarot card spreads. I'm going to take pictures of them. I'm going to answer a yes or no question that you have. I'll create a custom 10 to 15 minute audio recording, giving you the insight of what I'm seeing in the cards for you and what I'm feeling intuitively. For $77. Here's the information on that. So as I said, 10 spots available now. I announced this, I think it was on Friday, and most of the spots have been taken. So yeah, $77. You get the pictures of the cards. And you also, as a bonus, will get a one-on-one consultation and technique from Danielle, our forward-focused life coach. So if you do want to grab one of these, you can go to spiritandspark.com/tarot, T-A-R-O-T, lowercase tarot, okay? To get one of those last spots, spiritandspark.com/tarot, to get one of those last ones, and you do get that complimentary consultation and technique with Danielle as a bonus session offer, okay? So let's go ahead and pick your card of destiny. What do we need to know for this week? Mercy, 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 mercy. Spark Plug members, make sure you go watch your exclusive video because there's a lot going on with relationship energy this week. So make sure you check that out in your portal. Okay. All right. Oh, of course we got hearts. We got the Ace of Hearts. I love that it matched up with the energy of Marla, the matchmaker. Fun fact, you might not know this about me. The company that I owned and started and ran in several states before I had Spirit and Spark was called Love Frog Kisser. I was actually a matchmaker myself, and I did singles dating events. So fun facts that you might not know about me. All right, so here's our energy for this week. Take a deep breath. All right, Ace of Hearts. The magic carpet of curiosity has come to offer you a ride. Please jump on and enjoy the experience. Give your mind free rein to explore and discover the wonders of your imagination to create a new relationship with yourself, a relationship that leads to your truest self-expression. Spirit is calling you to the dance floor. Give yourself permission to begin anew. New love, new life, and a new you await your attention. Excellence is the key word for the Ace of Hearts. This card can indicate a new person and or conception in all forms, or a new home. If you are faced with having to choose between two things and can't do both, choose the one that excites you. a call to enhance the quality of life for someone else is something to pay attention to. I love that because there is a lot of astrology this week around relationships. Marla was talking to us about how to get the relationship you want. It all starts here. You are a magnet for what you believe and feel about yourself. If you have not read the book, The Celestine Prophecy, read it. It's kind of one of those books that is a requirement, must read for this lifetime. The Celestine Prophecy, Celestine, The Celestine Prophecy. There's a chapter in there about your parents and what your parents gave to you and what that means with what you are activating as a control energy in this lifetime. It is definitely worth reading that book, The Celestine Prophecy. Also meditating and getting really clear that you are balancing both your male and your female energy. Because when you bring it all in to alignment through you, through your body, through your energy, and you feel all of it, male, female, all in there, you will not seek out someone else to fill a void. Okay, so keep that in mind. So if you're feeling like, oh, I'm craving masculine energy or I'm craving feminine energy, it's likely because it's not balanced or aligned within yourself. So check with yourself first, do a meditation around it, ask for it to come in. But I loved this show. I thought it was great. I'm biased, obviously, since I'm the host, but yeah, I think it's fantastic that we're all able to come together like this. If you have any questions about the tarot card packages that I have remaining, go ahead and send me an email. If the order, when it does come through, you get an email back that says I received it. I will start doing those readings middle to late of this week. And once it sells out, it's gone. So go ahead on the website too and claim Christina's free class pass for the Set Yourself Free on July 29th. Okay. All right. Beautiful. Do me a favor, share this video with a couple of friends and invite them to the party. All right. Okay. We'll be seeing you soon.